Welcome everyone to the College of Global Futures. This is our new admit session geared towards meeting current students who are in the program. So this will be a great chance to be able to chat with students who are here with us now.
Yes, we want to welcome you to the new student amenities. We have various different sessions, and today is our student panel. My name is Nicole Herrera, and I work in student services, and my co-host is Bridget.
Yes, Bridget Bavasset, hello.
Today, we're going to give an introduction to the college. I think we're really curious to see, and so we can go ahead and get started. And also we'll be asking interactive questions with this presentation. And we'll go ahead and get started with our Q&A with our student ambassadors after that. And Bridget will go ahead and speak on College of Global Futures.
Sure thing. We just launched this past summer during a global pandemic. We launched the Global Futures College. It's composed of 3 schools. The School of Sustainability has been up and running since 2006. And then the School for the Future of Innovation and Society has been around now for several years. And the School of Complex Adaptive Systems is currently a graduate program, but you may be able to take some biomimicry classes or a certificate in that if you're interested in that as well. It's there for us.
For those who are tuned in through Pear Deck, if you want to go ahead and find your little icon for the slide and drag it to which school you are affiliated with, feel free to show which school you've been accepted to as well. Oh, looks like most people for the School of Sustainability, and including Bridget herself, I'm sure she put her star there.
Yes, I graduated from the School of Sustainability and now teach some of the courses and love to work with students coming in. So we're here for you to answer any questions.
Perfect. Thank you, Bridget. One thing about the College of Global Futures, just as Bridget mentioned, we are one of the newest colleges here at the Arizona State University. We are located on the Tempe campus, downtown, Polytechnic, and we're also online as well.
And we love to be connected internationally. The Global Institute of Sustainability is part of our program. We have students currently from 26 different countries. And then we've been doing work with our faculty and study abroad programs. So if you want to drag the icon, go ahead and choose, since we know you're in the United States now, choose where you would like to maybe do some research or a fellowship or an internship or a study abroad. If you want to work with a professor from Brazil or from India. So everyone go ahead and drag your icon to a place that you would be excited to go to. And of course it can be, that doesn't have to be highlighted. If you're picking, we're currently not working there, but maybe you'll be the first to be able to work there.
Looks like we have some global enthusiasts here, and that's going to be part of the programs and the experience that you have here at the College of Global Futures. Bridget herself actually leads a few of the study abroads, so we're really excited that you have that kind of interest. All right, without further ado, we would like to go ahead and introduce our guests who are going to be speaking on their experience here as a student in the College of Global Futures. We have Ty Templeton and Ziggy Boker here today, and we are excited to be able to hear from their perspectives. And to start out, we have a few questions that are going to be interactive at the beginning, and then we'll kind of go into questions that we're going to ask them later on. And you're welcome to submit your questions to Claire, and if you have questions for them at any time on the chat, you can send questions, or you can unmute yourself, whatever you feel comfortable with. We'd love to be able to hear from you. We'll go ahead and have Ty and Ziggy introduce themselves, and then we'll go into the first question that's interactive. So Ty?
Yes, hello. My name is Ty Templeton. I'm a sophomore studying sustainability, bachelor's of science. I'm from Gilbert, Arizona, so just about 20 minutes away, close to Mesa. I'm familiar with the area, so Claire and we're somewhat neighbors. I've really enjoyed my time within the School of Sustainability and love ASU, and I'm excited to share some of my experiences.
Thank you, Ty. Ziggy?
Hi, I'm Ziggy Bowker. I am a junior studying sustainability, also getting a Bachelor of Science, and I am on the Sustainable Ecosystems track, and it's been a great experience overall. I've lived in Arizona my entire life. I grew up in the Phoenix, Scottsdale area, so got a bunch of Arizona natives around here, which is cool. But it was a great transition being able to go so close to home, as well as being able to be at the first school of sustainability, or the first school that even offered sustainability, which is a wonderful experience.
And Ty, we'll go ahead and get into our first question. And what we'll do is we'll both ask Ziggy and Ty to answer the question. And then Claren and anyone else who's kind of tuned in through this interactive exercise, feel free to type in your question, your responses to this question. So the first question we like to ask to Ty and Ziggy, and also to Claren, you can type in your responses. What specific interest or passion led you to the College of Global Futures? How did you hear about the College of Global Futures? So we'll go ahead and start out with Ziggy, if you want to go ahead and speak on that first, and then we'll go to Ty, and then Claren, feel free to go ahead and type in your response to this question, or any other people who are logged in.
Yeah, I have always really loved the earth, but I never really knew that it was something you could pursue as a career, I guess. And Bridget actually came to my high school and gave a presentation in my AP biology class. And it was my junior year. And I remember I went to my track practice afterwards, and I was like, this is exactly what I want to do. And I was so excited just to hear about the School of Sustainability, and obviously now the College of Global Futures. And I've always I actually found a journal entry from when I was 11 that I said, I want to work with the earth and animals, and like not enough people care about bugs and protecting just the natural landscapes. So that was really cool, just being able to realize that it's something I've been passionate about for years and I kind of forgot about. So yeah, that's how I got involved with the College of Global Futures.
Yeah, my experience was actually very similar to Ziggy's. I've always, been passionate about the earth and just loved being outdoors. Just super interested in learning about nature and everything. And I had a professor named Colin Tetro within the School of Sustainability, now the College of Global Futures. He came to my high school and presented, and I thought the same thing. I was like, wow, this is super, super fascinating how complex these problems that he's talking about are. And so I just wanted to learn how to come up with solutions and just how to, get involved in my community and just work with the earth and just have fun doing it at the same time. And so I really found that within the School of Sustainability and the College of Global Futures. So that's kind of what led me.
Thanks for sharing, Ziggy and Ty. We'll go ahead and go to the next question.
Yes, tell us about Ziggy and Ty, what your specific area of interest is, and did it change from when you first started, or are you still kind of very excited about one of the tracks at this time?
We'll start out with Ziggy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so as I mentioned earlier, I'm on the Sustainable Ecosystems track, which is more focused on just working with animals is what I want to do in the future. I would like to have an animal sanctuary and a sustainable farm. And so in addition to just getting my Bachelor of Science, I also have one of the certificates, which is for sustainable food systems. And when I started, I have gone through a lot of different phases as to what I wanted to do with sustainability, since it's so broad. My freshman year, I think I wanted to do sustainable fashion. I was thinking about doing a double major with both of those because I've always really liked thrift shopping and getting clothes secondhand. And then that changed. I thought I wanted to work with REI and be one of their sustainability liaisons. And then kind of the past year, I've really honed more down into social transformation and working with animals. So.
Thanks, Ziggy. And also, who's kind of tuned into this, feel free to find your little heart icon and drag it to your interest from these areas of study. And then we'll go ahead and have Ty share with his interest in study.
Yeah, so coming into school, I wasn't exactly sure what track I wanted to take, what path I really wanted to go down. But then, as I was taking some classes, I was finding out about, the different opportunities. And so I kind of decided to take the sustainable energy and technology track. I think that, a lot of the technical solutions are what really fascinate me. And on screen, designing high quality life cities and planning a future with sustainable and equitable development. Those are two things that I'm very passionate about. I'm getting a concurrent degree in urban planning. And so I just really think the combination of the two degrees will allow me to, plan sustainable and equitable communities where, just all of my passions are able to, I'm able to put them forth and work towards them. So.
Perfect, thank you. And we kind of see from this slide, we have a great high interest in the mitigating and adapting climate change. Seems like it's a very important topic here. And thank you for sharing that. So the next part of this presentation is just going through some general questions, and Bridget and I will take turns. I'll go ahead and go with the first question here and asking both Ziggy and Ty. The question is, how did you transition to ASU, and in case if you ever did have to move across the country or just making that adjustment, how was it to adjust to college life? And we'll go ahead and have Ziggy go first, then Ty.
Yeah, so I grew up in Phoenix and Scottsdale kind of area, so I didn't think it was going to be as big of a transition since I'm pretty close to home, but it had a way bigger impact on me than I thought it would, because in addition, I didn't know anybody in the College of Global Futures, and I was rooming in the dorms my freshman year. And I think it was just strange because I did track and cross country in high school, and kind of transitioning to not having a team aspect was really weird for me at first. So then I started getting involved in a lot more clubs, and it kind of brought that sense of being in a team almost back to my life, which was really helpful. And also just like supporting or being with other people that I knew were in the same boat of not really knowing what was going on, and kind of just taking things as they came was really reassuring. And leaning again on my advisors and asking them, they were there for all of the different changes I had in what I wanted to do or what I was passionate about. And so it was a harder transition than I thought, but once I started really immersing myself in that and kind of forgetting about all of my expectations, I really feel like my education and time at ASU started to flourish.
Thanks, Ziggy. It seems like you had to find your people first, and then you were able to kind of branch out and find some resources that were helpful for you. Thanks for sharing. Ty?
Yeah, for me, I had a pretty smooth transition. Being from about 20 minutes away, I had the comfort of having home close enough where if I ever felt homesick or wanted to go see my family, I could. But at the same time, I was able to escape a little bit and kind of get that sense of freedom. My roommates freshman year were some of my friends from high school, so I had that comfort level already. But at the same time, I wanted to branch out a little bit and find some new opportunities to get involved at ASU and make new friends, build new communities. And so I was able to find that within the School of Sustainability, now the College of Global Futures, just getting plugged in, finding different opportunities. There were countless things that I was passionate about with sustainability that the school provided me, different clubs and organizations that I was able to get plugged into, which I think we'll talk about later. So yeah, just plenty of opportunity, and the transition was pretty smooth overall.
So it sounds like you had to find your group of people and branch out a little bit, just like Ziggy. Mm-hmm. So that sounds really great, getting involved as well and finding some people who could support you. That's great. Thanks for sharing, Ty. And Bridget will ask the next question.
And coming into the college experience, what were your expectations at the time, and has it changed? And Ty, would you like to start us off with that one on what you were expecting then?
Yeah, I can go first. So I mean, coming into college, my sister's about 5 years older than me, so she went to school in Texas, but she absolutely loved it. Made connections with friends and lifelong connections with professionals who she was going to end up working with. And so I just kind of had those similar expectations coming in, and just wanted to, be able to, have as much fun as possible, but also, be as professional as possible, realize that, this is my time where I have to start thinking about real life. It's a big jump going from high school to college. And so just understanding that, I'm here to have fun and stuff, but I also need to, take it seriously, buckle down when I need to, and, learn for myself and create those opportunities. That's just really what I wanted. And that's what I was able to, just what I was able to get at college. So, yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you. Hi. Ziggy, can you tag that, or did you have anything as a different experience of your expectations?
Yeah, I am an only child, and so I had no idea what to expect when I was coming to college, just because obviously I had only heard from my parents and they're in their 50s and 60s. So it was kind of going in with a blank slate and also kind of scary at the same time, which I wasn't really expecting, since I was like, oh, I can always lean on my friends that I knew from home, or I always have them. But at the same time, I wanted, like how I mentioned earlier, to branch out. And so I was kind of expecting to be lost, but it was a lot easier to find a community of people that were passionate about the same things that I was passionate about and things like that. So yeah, it was scary at first, but it was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be.
Thank you so much for that. And Nicole has the next question for you.
We've been hearing a lot about how you guys were able to branch out, kind of learn more how to discover these new social circles. A little bit more about the experiential opportunities you've had. If you were able to join a club or, organizations, or, taking part in study abroad or research. Can you give Clarence some specific examples of things that you've done so far? And we'll go ahead and go with Ty first, then Ziggy.
Okay. Yes. So for me, the two clubs that I'm primarily involved in are Global Resolve Club and Green Greeks. So first semester freshman year, I rushed to fraternity, ended up joining. And after that, I was able to join the Green Greeks Club, which basically just, works with different fraternities and sororities who are interested in sustainability and creates, events and plans different things, because people wouldn't really associate Greek life with sustainability a lot of the times. So basically our goal is just to try to integrate those two groups and get as many different connections and create that web with as many different groups as possible. And then the other group the other club I'm involved in is Global Resolve Club. And currently we are working with the 100 Angels program to provide PPE to the Navajo Nation. There's also a class that you can take. I haven't had time to put that in my schedule, but the Global Resolve class, what it does is it works on similar problems, but on a larger scale. And so I have found that to be a very rewarding process. What we did last semester is we were working with the leader of 100 Angels, who had like her PPE packages that she was distributing, but they weren't, as effective as they could be. They were just in like a brown paper bag. And so we really worked with her to include all the necessities that we felt were needed on the Navajo Nation and within those packages. And so that was just a super rewarding process that we were able to do. And then other things like classes that I've been involved in have been super interesting. Sustainable World, the recitation for that class was super immersive and different, a lot of opportunities to get close with your classmates and stuff. It was a different atmosphere, but very rewarding. So there's just, plenty of opportunities, whether it's in class or outside of class, and research opportunities or clubs to get involved.
Thanks so much, Ty. And I think one thing all of us can agree on is we have amazing students. I just love that each way he got involved, it was always tied back to his passions of sustainability and helping other people. Thanks for sharing that, Ty. Ziggy?
Yeah, I have become involved and tried out a bunch of different things. So my freshman year, I rushed a sorority, and then I kind of realized it wasn't for me, and so I ended up dropping it. But I still have some friends that are in that sorority, so that was a great place to meet people. In addition, I joined a club called Campus Student Sustainability Initiatives, also called CSSI. I'm actually now the president of it. So it was really cool being able to get involved freshman year. And then now as a junior, I'm able to lead people and hopefully bring people in that were kind of in the same state that I was in freshman year. In addition, I'm also in the Gardens Club at ASU and the Sky at ASU, which is a meditation club on campus. And both of those, I've met my best friends through being involved in those things, and I'm able to, see them safely now, but still am in contact with all of those people. And also even just like going to on campus freshman year, or even now when I am hanging out on Hayden Lawn or things like that. Obviously you need to be safe with your masks, but it's a nice way to kind of socially distance outside and talk and meet with new people. And I was always able to, see a friend on campus or just I don't know, say, oh, I like your shoes to somebody, and then you can go from there.
That's great to hear about your leadership, and thanks for sharing with your involvement.
Doing such amazing, wonderful work. You're making a positive while you're still students. It's not, I mean, just imagine when you actually have a degree and you're out in the world. So it's very cool to hear it. What do you think are ways that a student coming into the program, freshman year, how can they succeed in a class or, when they're studying? What are some of the tips that you might have to be as successful as possible? And Ziggy, would you like to start us with that?
Yeah, I can go ahead. Definitely get involved with clubs. I think freshman year, I was a little weary that I wasn't going to be welcomed, or that the other people in the club were going to have a lot more knowledge of things that I didn't know about. And so it kind of made me hesitate. And I wish I had, just gone straight in and been able to fully put myself in those clubs rather than kind of be in the background, but also just leaning on the resources that we have, specifically in the School of Sustainability. I have, like I mentioned earlier, just kind of switched my path a good amount of times. And throughout all of that, my advisors have been so helpful and have been able to give me resources I didn't even know about, as well as just going to office hours if you're struggling in a class. I remember my dad always told me they were important, but I was like, oh no, I don't want to spend time doing that. But now as a junior, I realized that that is imperative in order to succeed in some of my classes.
I'm going to pass those words of wisdom along to my son, by the way. And Ty, would you tell us please about your tips on how to be as successful as possible in the program?
Yes, like what Ziggy said, I think that going to office hours are one of the most important things that you can do. Also, I think it gets you brownie points with your professors. They respect you coming and, putting in that extra effort. At the same time, one thing that I found was imperative was to keep an agenda or a schedule of some kind, whether that's, online, like a Google Calendar, or I have a calendar right next to my wall, or right next to my desk on my wall. And I just think that it's important to not just use the School of Sustainability as like the school itself. Like there's so many ways to get involved that you, like Ziggy was saying, you need to find what you're passionate about and then get involved that way. Because otherwise you're just going to be going to classes and you'll be interested in the material and that sort of thing, but you won't be chasing the things that you're really passionate about, which is the most important part of the school, in my opinion. So.
Thank you so much. You guys, I love you. And now going over to Nicole next. I'm hoping you're in my classes too someday. Nicole?
Yeah, I really like those ideas of being able to have that time management. You need that schedule to help you as a student to succeed here. And that kind of leads into the last bit of questions we're going to have today. We want to be able to be mindful of everyone's time here. And so the last question we have for Ziggy and Ty is, what do you wish you would have known going into your first year here at ASU? Was there a specific way you kind of wish that you had prepared better? Or what's some advice you like to give to our new incoming students? We'll go ahead and have Ziggy and then Ty go next.
Yeah, I kind of wished at the time that I knew that nobody really knows what they're doing and that I don't have to have all these expectations and immediately be succeeding in what I'm doing, because as Ty mentioned, it is a big transition going from high school to college. And I think although I thought I was prepared for that, it was, I kind of just when I got there, it wasn't as I was expecting. And so recognizing that I didn't need to be putting a lot of pressure on myself, and that as a freshman, you're meant to be exploring a bunch of different things and you can change your path along the way. You don't need to have a set idea of who you think you're going to be, because freshman year, I was a completely different person than who I am now. And I knew at the time that I was like, oh, this is who I am. I know my beliefs. I know all of these things. And it kind of just flew out the window as I've grown within the school as well as just individually. And so I wish I kind of gave myself some more leeway to try new things and just be more relaxed.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting the expectations we put on ourselves, right? And I'm glad that you were able to kind of work through that. Thanks, Ziggy, for sharing that. Ty?
Yeah, I wish that I would have known how much fun the clubs and organizations within the school itself are. Like, coming into freshman year, I was like, oh, I don't really want to try out clubs and organizations that are within my college because, you know, I'm already going to be doing classes. I'm already going to be, you know, focusing on school enough. I want to do the fun stuff. So I tried out like wakeboarding club. I've never wakeboarded in my life. I wanted to join like scuba diving club, but those got me nowhere. And then once I actually joined the School of Sustainability groups and organizations, then like that's where I found the stuff that I was actually passionate about, made the connections that have helped me, you know, in classes and other groups, and overall just, you know, really set myself up for success in college and then success down the line as well.
Exploring your interest, right, and finding your people. You hear this big, huge thing going on. Thank you so much, Ty and Ziggy and Claren. Feel free to ask any questions we have right now. We're just about to wrap up now. You put them in the chat or unmute yourself. We do have a question from Claren. There was some discussion about clubs. Are there a lot of clubs surrounding sustainability? And Ziggy and Ty, I know you guys kind of mentioned briefly about this. Would you like to share some of the clubs that you are affiliated that deal around with sustainability for Claren?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Ziggy, and then Ty.
Yeah, as I mentioned, Campus Student Sustainability Initiatives, also called CSSI, is, in my opinion, obviously I might be a little biased, but it has allowed me to follow so many different paths within sustainability because we're a project-based club. So if you have any idea for a project you want to integrate within ASU or even just its surrounding community, we're able to plug you with other people that are interested in that, as well as just the resources that we may be more aware of that incoming students or just students that are new to the club might not even know about. And then in addition, the Gardens Club at ASU, although it's not specifically a sustainability club, there's other majors and things like that. That's been a great way to, you know, kind of be more hands-on. And we have gardens on campus that you can work, you can actually be growing things there and like be in the soil. You're not just kind of learning, you're actually physically also applying yourself to that. So those are my two top recommendations.
Thank you, Ziggy.
Yeah, and then like I mentioned earlier, I'm in Green Greeks and Global Resolve Club, and my favorite is Global Resolve Club just because it's the first time that I've actually been able to use my knowledge of sustainability and my experiences in school and you know, put those in the community and work with other people around me. And so that's just been super rewarding. And then with Green Greeks, like I touched on earlier, a lot of times, you know, fraternities and sororities, they kind of get a bad rap for, you know, just their reputation. But then, you know, with Green Greeks, we're able to try to, you know, plan events and just work with the community and get a little bit better name for ourselves, which I find very rewarding. But there are other clubs as well. Like I know one that I was interested in was Greenlight Solutions, where you work with local businesses and try to implement sustainable solutions within those, which I found was really cool. And then like what Ziggy just threw into the chat, the Sustainability Buddies program, that's something that, you know, a lot of freshmen need to get involved in my opinion, because automatically, like in the chat, it gives you an instant friend, somebody that's there for you within the School of Sustainability, and you're able to just rely on them, work with them, and just meet as many people as possible through that.
Thank you for sharing, Ziggy and Ty. I hope one of those things have been of interest to you, Claren. Do you have any other questions for them? You do feel
One thing I would add real quick is that you can add sustainability to pretty much any club. I mean, the knowledge is almost universal. So if there's something that you're passionate about that isn't exactly a sustainability club, you can, you know, find a way to really include that and make it your own, which I find really unique about the major. So
I think with ASU, there's last I heard, there's more than 1,000 clubs, including Quidditch, the sustainability of snitch. So all you need to do is, if there's something you're excited about and you don't see the club yet, you just need, I think, 2 students and 1 faculty sponsor, and you can start a new club and get it up and running. So it's a great way to have more friends. Ziggy, you're smiling. Is there something that you recognize?
Yeah, my friends and I actually started a club last year because we're all fans of the Grateful Dead. And so we started a Deadhead club on campus. And it was, like you mentioned, it was a pretty easy process. There was maybe 3 of us, I think, that wanted to do it. And then we just found one of our professors that did it. So it's a very easy process. And even if it's just like you and another friend. It's a cool way to be like, oh, I started a club on campus.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
That's something we take really serious here at Arizona State University, Claren, is that we do try to find ways where we can incorporate involvement and also finding ways we can develop sustainability in any kind of things we're involved with. So really great fun things for you to look forward to coming here to Arizona State University. And then we just want to end quickly on some next steps and resources to kind of give to you. Bridget in the chat gave you a document, Google document, which you can use for resources. There's a lot of great links on there. You can keep in touch with us. You have our contact information, find our social media channels, follow us there, and also some good to-do list as well. So just go ahead and continue to check your My ASU, making sure that you pay your enrollment deposit and register for a new student experience. You have housing, and hopefully you were able to get your FAFSA submitted. One thing that we try to push to students and let them know about is their scholarship opportunities. We do have one here in the College of Global Futures, which is the Champion Scholarship. And we have that deadline to April 1st for first year students. So the document that Bridget was able to share with you has the link where you can learn about the criteria, eligibility requirements, and how to submit your application. And we hope that you can review that, and we'll be able to kind of get that from you as well. So just in closing, we thank you for your time for joining us here today, Claren. We thank our guests, Ziggy and Ty, for joining us and giving us that student experience, because we know that hearing from them is a lot better than hearing from us. So we want to give them a great shout out for helping us.
Absolutely. And we're here. Just email at any time if you have questions come up. And of course, thank you so much for joining us in this event. And there's some more admit sessions all the way through April 14th. So check out some more opportunities to learn more about the College of Global Futures. So thank you.